Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy here, RV extraordinaire, coming in live from an undisclosed location deep in the heart of the United States of America. So welcome here. First things I want to go over for you is my campaign as far as donation-wise, finished for my annual monthly contributions I was given to Make-A-Wish. Although that doesn't mean that you can't still donate. The link is down below. But finished out at $6,000 that I donated to Make-A-Wish. Now, my goal was 6,000 to 10,000. So, I mean, at least I hit the 6,000. But for those of you that want to donate to that, please feel free to a link below. If you don't have the means to donate, please consider making them your Amazon, I forget what Smile place, and it's the Make-A-Wish Mid-Atlantic. So let's see who we have in the house here tonight. Looks like we have 700 people in the house, although only 2 people have gone ahead and announced themselves. We have Dreaming Out Loud RVing. Appreciate you showing up here this evening. And then we have Kent Grander down there in Ellicott City. Appreciate you all showing up here this evening. Now, I'll tell you, I don't know about you all, but this last weekend, big celebration. It was a big anniversary for 9/11. And I'll tell you what, we did some things here at this campground. I actually took the day off. And I think it was we anyway, I think as a family here at the campground I think they put on a heck of a day event commemorating the 20th anniversary of 9/11. I hope you all enjoyed your day. I hope somehow, some way, you went ahead and remembered all of those that lost their lives and those that continue to lose their lives for that day. So anyway, I've got a lot to go over here this evening. So stay with me, bear with me. We are going to get to the heart of the matter, which is talking about beware of RV shows. We're going to get into that. But before I do, recently we just took a trip for Labor Day. We went down to the Eastern Shore, and on the way down, we actually stopped at one of my customers' home. They graciously allowed us to back into their driveway and plug in and spend the night. So I wanted to give a big shout out to Chuck and Marie Ash. Thank you very much for that hospitality. Hope we didn't keep you up too late, because I know you had to go to work the next day. We were just going camping. But anyway, we're back, and we're having fun. Let's see who else here has joined us in the house. We got Jeff Coleman from Reisterstown down in Maryland. Brian Matthews. How you doing there, young man? He's up there in PA. New Horizons. Hey, Susan, appreciate you joining us here. Randy's Adventure. Hey, glad you joined us. Hope you're enjoying it out there in Minnesota. I hope the weather's doing well for you out there. By the way, Patrick and Patty were just here this weekend. Didn't have a lot of time to spend with them, but we did actually have a chance to stop by and at least get a picture with them. So that was kind of nice. Let's see who else we got here. And you're up in Wisconsin campground on Lake Superior. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to tell you about this guy right here in a little bit. But anyway, Adventure RV Adventure, you're here. Appreciate it. Kathy Beal, how you doing? I'm hoping that you got taken care of there, or that you're going to get taken care of, I should say. But feel free to mingle in between yourselves, in between what we're going over here. Next thing, what I want to do is go over. We do have special guests here this evening. As you can see off here to my right, this is George Danik, an old Air Force buddy of mine. You know, I tell you, we spent a lot of time together. First New Mexico. Oh, did we even get together before we went to Mexico? Were we at Shepherd together?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure we were. The very end, yeah, we were at Shepherd. Then we went to New Mexico. We went over to England. Then we went to Columbus, Mississippi. Then he told the commander, get this guy out of here. And I ended up having to leave to go to Japan. But anyway, that's George Danik, big Air Force guy, buddy of mine from Florida. He drove in here last night, and he came in here specifically to get on one of my lives as a special guest. Right, George?
Absolutely.
George, do you have any special, it's like say hi to your wife, kids, and grandkids and dogs and everything?
Well, yeah, my dog's with me.
Oh, yeah, he does have his dog here. Sebastian Gorka is here. They'll be talking about Relief Factor in a bit. There he is. There he goes.
He is.
That's Sebastian Gorka. We'll go ahead and pitch some Relief Factor a little bit later.
Yep, he does a lot of that. Say hello to my grandsons, Colin and Caden in Michigan. How you guys doing? And my daughter and son and son-in-law, and my wife, of course, Carol. She's still down in Florida.
No doubt about that. And then, of course, look who's in the background again. I know you all missed her. Who was that? That's Maureen. See, it's the Air Force guy, Marine. So you don't forget her name, Marine Air Force guy. Yep. It's real simple. But anyway, so let's see. Somebody else just joined the house. Colleen D, good evening. Glad you joined it here. Let's see what else I'm just kind of browsing through here. Saw somebody's down the Outer Banks. That's awesome. And then, well, thank you, New Horizons. Yes, it was. I'll tell you, it was a pleasure being Salesman Month 2 months in a row. And we're going to see if I can do it a third. So we're going to give it a shot. I'll tell you, time is running out. I can't believe this year's going to be over before I know it. And yes, Randy, we do need to remember 9/11, all those families and those that lost their lives and are continuing to lose their lives from that. So anyway, with that being said, let me talk to you a little bit about what to expect when you go to an RV show. How many of you out there have been to an RV show? I'm sure lots of you. Chuck Ash just joined us. Appreciate that, Chuck. By the way, I gave a big shout out. Appreciate you allowing us to mooch dock down there. Thank you very much. Down there, Williamsburg, down in Virginia. That's awesome. But anyway, RV shows. You know, what do you need to expect? I'll tell you one thing. When you go to these large RV shows, I think there's going to be a lot of people that, if you've been to like Hershey, I think there's going to be a lot of disappointed people this year. And why is that going to be? Well, the reason for that is because of the lack of inventory that there's going to be there. Now, why is that going to be? Why is there going to be a lack of inventory? Number one, the manufacturers can't produce like they used to. Some of your smaller RV companies have pulled out. Any company that was being represented by Camping World in Pennsylvania will not be at the RV show. So you're not going to see, for instance, Montana and Cougar from Keystone. You will not see those products there. The other reason that you want to be careful when you go to an RV show is, especially something as large as Hershey, is who you're dealing with. You know, a lot of people, they go to her, and I can't tell you how many people I've talked to over the last 20 years that have bought at, let's say, the Hershey show, and come to find out at the end, they figure out that they're dealing with somebody up in New York, and they live in Virginia or Maryland or, wherever. That is, I'll tell you what, that creates a lot of logistical nightmares. And I know that everybody says, well, you know what, the warranty is covered by the manufacturer, and I get my warranty done in my hometown. And you may be able to, but you're not going to be getting the priority service. Remember one important thing: best price is not always your best deal. And I can't tell you how many customers of mine that have left me in the past and have come back to me because they thought saving a couple bucks was going to make a big difference. And they found out that was the least. They actually end up costing them more money in time, effort, and everything else. So remember that when you're out here at the shows. Find out who you're dealing with. Listen, it's okay to go to an RV show to kind of narrow down what you want to see, and where you want to, what you want to purchase. But then deal with somebody that's reputable. Deal with somebody that's going to go ahead and take care of you. Somebody that's going to be there throughout the sale. The difference between if you were dealing with me and dealing with a lot of these other organizations is most of these other RV stores, the salesperson does not do the walkthrough. Now, why is that important? That's important to you as a consumer, especially if you're a newbie, because I'll guarantee you're going to have an issue. You're going to be out there. It's going to be a Friday night. when you're getting set up and it's after hours and you're not going to remember how to do something. And my customers have my personal cell phone and can reach out to me. And I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm able to walk them through. I would say 99% of the time, I'm able to walk them through that process and get them going. So that's a big, big relief. And a lot of my new campers, I have them just go camping up in Gettysburg. And when I get off work that day, I swing in and check in on them. And I can't tell you how many times I get there. And what do they have? They have their black tank valve open. They don't have it leveled right. They have, something set up wrong, whatever. And I'm able to correct that. And, making the errors and then me correcting it, they're going to remember that the next time. But again, it's all about getting out there and doing things. So let me see if there's any questions here that might have come up. And by the way, in the event that you have a question, feel free to jot it down over here and I'll try to answer it to you. Let's see. Planning to go to Tampa RV show. Yep, and I will be there as well. Looking forward. Hopefully, I'd catch up with all you people that would be going down to the Tampa RV show. Looking forward to that. I know Maureen is thrilled to death about going down there. She wants to get in more videos that I'm going to be doing down there. Let's see. May as well change Hershey to Camping World Expo. Well, it's not going to be a Camping World Expo. Camping World's not going to be there. Actually, Camping World's doing their own. If you take a look at their advertising, they're doing their own RV show. And they're doing it at their locations. So, but the Hershey show is not going to be, Camping World is not going to be there at all. Let's see, RV are just luggable loss. Well, they're definitely not an investment, okay? But you know what? It is an investment in memories that will last a lifetime. You can't put a price on that. Let's see, somebody's saying, hi, Maureen. I should keep my beard with my nice mustache. I have. Well, they're from up in. Let's see. They plan to get an RV for going to Montreal, Quebec, California to Florida. So yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate that. I'll tell you, this beard, Maureen really feels now that it's growing on me.
No, on you.
Yeah, it is. It's growing on me. She doesn't like it, but it's growing on me. Yeah, and I'll tell you, yes, New Horizons talking about how low inventory at some dealers. It's amazing what some dealers have in inventory. It's not much at all. Now, if you come by our dealership, it looks like we have a lot. We have about half of what we normally do, and the majority of what we have is either sold or it's for display purposes only. So you're still going to be, you're still going to be waiting to get something. So, yeah, somebody was said that their salesperson didn't even do the walkthrough with them, and he just went back and went to the office. And because of that, when they don't do the walkthrough, they have no idea how things work. And a lot of these people don't even camp, so they can't even give you their professional opinion for how they use things. So anyway, let's see. Connie DeWin, they camped in Gettysburg this past weekend, and Beckley's lot looked busy and full. It does look busy and full. That's the way we keep it. But the majority of that stuff in there is sold and or display purposes only. And of course, we do have things that are available, but it's mainly things that maybe are not selling as quickly as the others. Let's see. We have a question here from Randy. What is considered a small camper or travel trailer in general? Is there an industry standard? Well, I guess small camper is subjective to the individual. Are we talking, for some people, a small camper might be 20 feet, 21 feet and under. Other people, it might be, a 12 to 18 foot camper. And I think where a lot of people get confused a lot of times is model numbers not indicative of length. A lot of people that walk up, they'll see a model number 2106 and they'll think on a micro mini, and they'll think that that's a 21-foot box. And it's not. Model number is not indicative of length nor box size. So, for instance, a 21 model number in a micro mini could be 21 foot 11 inches, 22 foot 5 inches. With another one, it could be 24 feet. With another one, it could be 27 foot 2 inches. If the first two digits on a camper were realistically the size of the box or the camper, well, heaven forbid, I'll tell you, the Tab 320, which is only 15 feet 2 inches, that's way off. Or the Tab 400, it's not anywhere close to 40 feet. So I never go by that. I go by what the manufacturer states, and that is from bumper to the tip of the ball. And then you could back into it. You kind of look and kind of measure, is it a 3-foot tongue? Is it a 2.5-foot tongue? How much is the bumper sticking out in the back to kind of give you if you're talking about a box size. But back to your question as far as small camper, I guess that comes down to the individual. So let me see here. So that's that. Just want to make sure that I don't miss anything here. Well, that's awesome to see you down there, Adventure RV Adventure down there in Tampa. Gypsy Lizzie's here. Do you know why Camping World won't be there? They just decided they weren't going to be there. I don't know why they've changed their motto on how they're going to do there. I personally, and I'm just giving you my professional opinion, I would never recommend anybody to go buy from Camping World. That's my professional opinion. And that is, all you've got to do is check their ratings and just look at how they do business. I just would never recommend somebody go there. There's plenty of other RV dealers out there that I think do a far better job for the customer. And, listen, I'm an RV salesperson, but number one, I like to pride myself on the fact I try to educate my consumer or my customers so that they can make an educated decision. Listen, I'd love you to buy from me, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next year. It doesn't matter. My thing is, I'm not going to pressure somebody into buying something that they don't want or can't afford, for that matter, or something that they're not able to tow with their vehicle. Let's see, question. Okay, I need an RV I can fit a big TV, like 55 to 65 inch TV in. Well, get a toy hauler. They got a nice 8-foot door back in the back. You better put something right up on that thing. There's some RVs, and it comes down to what you're able to tow. And some people aren't towing RVs, so they're putting it at a campsite like what I'm doing, and they're not having to worry about towing it. So if that's the case, there's plenty of TVs. There's plenty of RVs out there that have big TVs like that, and they just seem to get bigger and bigger. So hopefully that helps you. Look for a used, well-built camper under 20K. Any suggestions on brands? Well, I'll tell you what, under 20K right now, that's a tough thing. And then, what size are you looking for as well? What layout? There's so many different brands that are out there, and it really comes down to how old of a trailer you want and how large of a trailer you want, because that's going to be a tough thing in today's market to find something that's going to be in that price range. And be very careful of water damage, especially if you're buying from a dealer that maybe isn't on the up and up, and or somebody selling it themselves, because a lot of times these people that are selling their RVs themselves have no idea that they have water damage. We show it to them all the time. Let's see here if there's any other question. We have Clayson Lizzie here. Oh, nope, sorry. That was a question for that one. Sorry. We have Clayson Turan. I probably messed up that name. I'll tell you, I'm bad at pronunciation. I mean, it's just like Julio Jones that used to play for the Atlanta Falcons. Some people call him Julio Jones. Other people call him Julio Jones. I always get confused. But appreciate you being the Army guy. Listen, don't hold it against me. Somebody had to go in the country club. That's what I always tell people. Coleman, they're going to Hershey Road at the end of the week. Well, that's awesome. So you're going up by Hershey. Well, enjoy hopefully the weather's going to be nice. I'm hoping it holds out. Randy, appreciate that. Hope that did work out. Yes, and customer service is something that is lacking out there in a lot of places. So, how to RV here. Top of the evening to you all from Jason, a.k.a. Imagine Your Odyssey. That's right. You did change your name. I saw that just earlier today. Hope that's working out for you here. So anyway, back to things you need to worry about, beware at these shows. A lot of these shows you go to, these bigger shows, find out if the person you're dealing with actually works for the company that you're dealing with. Also, find out if he's an actual salesperson, or find out the location as well, because some of these dealers have multiple locations. And then on top of that, find out if he's a hired gun, because I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of these, because you need a lot of people to man your booth while you're up there at a camping show, RV show. And so they hire in all these hired guns, and they're paid to do one thing and one thing only: sell. It's really not an RV show, it's an RV sale. Okay? So they're paid to sell. And a lot of times, a lot of promises are made to people, and it's not in writing, and that person is nowhere to be found a month, 2 or 3 when you go to pick up your camper. So be careful. Make sure you get things in writing. So that's another thing you need to worry about. Now this year, something that has come up and is, I think, going to be probably the toughest thing to promise people. Let me get a swig here. My throat's getting a little dry. And that is price. We don't know when the next price increase is going to come from the manufacturer. And with that being said, we can't guarantee the price that we give you today. Now, we've got a solution for that. For those of you that may be in the market for an RV this RV show season, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number's down below, or my email's down below. Reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you in more detail. And I can assure you that the RV buying experience that you would get from us would be totally different than what you've had before, and well worth the trip to come see me. So keep that in mind. There are a number of things that are happening out there driving these prices up, and I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but in China, just recently in the last couple of weeks, they closed one of their largest ports for like 2 weeks because one employee came down with COVID. So they closed the whole place down. Now that's hurting the shipping industry. What used to take a month to get here now is taking 3 or 4 months to get here. And the difference is, what used to cost $4,000 to ship here for a container now is costing $20,000 or more. Hence, which is driving up the cost. Top of that, when it gets here to the United States, one of the largest ports in California, they have ships that have been sitting offshore for over a month waiting to be offloaded because they don't have drivers to come pick these things up. So keep that in mind. And when you're looking. Now, the good news for those of you that are looking to upgrade your RV, your particular camper is worth more today than it was a year ago, which is going to offset the difference in the cost between what you're buying now versus what you would have gotten for yours a year ago. So, I mean, it's all relative. And the thing is nobody knows when this may come down. That's for sure. So hopefully that helps. So let me just see if there's any additional questions that may have come in. But I do appreciate everybody coming in here this evening. Let me know if you need Maureen to say a few words. I know she's still mulling over her cooking channel. She was actually asked about doing a cooking demonstration at a Grand Design Rally coming up the first weekend in October. And I don't know if that panned out. I know she's hiding something from me, I think. But as you all know, she used to be a Pampered Chef consultant, and she does know how to cook. But let me see if anybody has any additional questions here. Yes, that is true, New Horizons, as far as dealers being very low in customer service. They're looking for the sale. And I tell you, I see that a heck of a lot. We see that happening. Finding used RVs that are good is very difficult as well. See, Lewis outside is here. Late, but you know what? It's better late than never. That's for sure. Appreciate that. Give me a thumbs up there. How to RV. Thank you much on that. What brand tent are you using? I think this is like a Solaire. It's a cargo tent. You know, I guess you could park a car in here. It's 10 foot wide by 20 feet in length, and I got some lights hung up, and I've got, of course, my nice big lights up here in front of me. And we got some furniture in here. You know, we got our nice new painted furniture. Maureen, I'll tell you, she's pretty good at decorating things. If you need some, you know, assistance on maybe how to coordinate things, she's really a go-to person on that stuff. Yes, and more people are selling theirs privately because, you know, they can get more money that way. And nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. So, but listen, I do appreciate you coming here this evening. Listen, if you're watching this a replay, you're watching now, if you think that the information that I gave you is helpful information, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down too. If it's not, let me know if I didn't meet your expectations, because that's not what I'm here. I'm here to try to meet and exceed your expectations, give you information that maybe you're not finding elsewhere. Even though I'm a sales guy, I'm a straight shooter, telling you like it is. Sometimes people don't like that, but you know what? At the end of the day, when I lay my head on the pillow, I know that I told you factual information, and I don't have to remember what I told you because it's all true. So anyway, RV appreciating in value. What a time we are in. No doubt about that. I mean, that's hardly something you never see, something that has actually appreciated in value or depreciated less than what it used to. I just had a customer of mine. They bought a camper back in 2017. They just sold it about 2-3 months ago. They sold it for $1,900 less than what they paid for it. That is unheard of. I hear other people they're selling for more, which is a possibility as well. It just depends on what you have. So, but listen, I appreciate everybody here, and we'll be coming back at you again next week. Same time, same back channel. Thanks again for joining us. And you all be safe out there. Enjoy your week. And, I mean, Halloween is going to be here before you know it. That's for sure. Take care. Oh, by the way, say bye to Maureen. And, hey, George.
Yep,
Maureen,
bye.
take care, guys.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen.